afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. It is lunchtime, and I was just reminded of that because it's Wednesday, it's noon, and the warning sirens go off here at noon. And I happened to be sitting right beside one, and it went off. And for a brief moment, I had no idea what was going on. Are we being raided? There's no tornadoes. But anyway, I want to get on here and talk about why I like driving a truck. You know, and it doesn't matter to me whether you have a big truck, a little truck. There are certain advantages, I think, to driving one. The first one is people tend to get out of your way. You know, I drive a lot on the freeway and stuff, so I have to merge. And I find that when I'm in a truck, the bigger the better, the more people, the more likely people are to get out of your way and let you in. You know, a lot of times when you're trying to merge onto the freeway at rush hour and it's bumper to bumper, people don't want to let you in, you know. But in a truck, I find they really are more willing, I think. And I don't know if that's just because, you know, they can see you better, or maybe they're afraid that you're going to run over them. I don't know. Next, and I just really realized this recently. I was driving in the Corvette, and I was pulling out of a driveway, and I heard a scrape. You know, it's like one of the worst nightmares you can have when driving a low sports car, I guess. I heard a scrape. Now, it was just the, oh, what do you want to call that? The little guard that's underneath, that aerodynamic guard or whatever, not the actual paint or front of the Corvette. But nonetheless, I heard that scrape. And of course, with the truck, you know, being that they're higher up in the air, that doesn't happen. You don't ever get the scrape. You don't have to worry about how you pull into a driveway or how you pull out of a driveway, or how close you pull to one of those wonderful little concrete stoppers that they have in parking lots. You know, the ones that you pull up, and if you pull too far, you scrape the bottom of your front end sometimes, even more than the guard. You can just destroy the guard, I guess, when you do that, or that little aerodynamic piece. The room that's in a truck. You know, I'm in a Toyota Tacoma now, which obviously is not as roomy as a full-size truck like the Rebel that I had before, but there's still plenty of room in here to stretch out. I can't touch the other side of the car, or the vehicle rather, but I can still, and the one thing I like about mid-sized trucks is I can still reach the glove box, and if I was to lean over, I could reach the passenger side if I needed to. But much more roomy, obviously, in a truck than what you get in a typical normal car, and specifically a sports car. Not that there aren't advantages to having a smaller sports car, but it's just more comfortable. It's more roomy. It feels good. Line of sight. You know, in this truck, and in most trucks, I think every truck is going to be higher up in the air than any passenger vehicle, other than an SUV, I guess. And it's nice because, again, at rush hour or in any kind of heavier traffic, you can see around what's in front of you for the most part, unless you have a semi or something in front of you, or a lifted truck that's, you know, really, really high in the air. But even so, you can still see all around you, front, back, sides, everything. And it's just easier to drive, or more comfortable to drive, I think, when you have a better line of sight in the vehicle. You don't have to worry about changing lanes and, you know, something that you can't see maybe beside you. That is really a good selling point for me. Next is hauling capability because of the bed. Obviously, a truck, regardless of what size you get, is going to have some sort of an open bed on it. Now, you can obviously decide whether or not you want to put a cover over it, whether you want to put a cap on it. But when you buy it brand new, most times, it's going to have just an open bed. And that open bed is nice because you can haul taller stuff, you can haul messy stuff. You know, I've seen people before pull up in their expensive, nice SUV. Sometimes it's a higher end SUV, Porsche, Lexus, whatever. They'll pull up to a hardware store, and they'll open that rear up and they'll load it with bags of mulch or bags of dirt or concrete. And it's funny when they do heavier items like concrete, you just see the back of that thing sink because they're not really designed for that. Mulch is horrible. You know, mulch, if you've laid mulch before, you know it has a distinctive odor, right? And you're putting that in your high-end, expensive SUV. I don't have to worry about that with the truck. You know, I just throw whatever I want in the back. The convenience of it, the convenience factor, I guess, is what's really nice. One other thing, you know, when you go to pick up something, if you can't haul it in your car, then you have to schedule some sort of a delivery. You have to pay for the delivery. You have to wait around for the delivery, hope that they show up on time. And that's a drag. I don't like doing that. So it gives me a little more freedom, I guess, to be able to determine my own timeline when there are things that I want to pick up that are too big to fit in a car, or even an SUV sometimes, depending on how tall or wide they are. Resale value is the last thing I'll mention. I've had several trucks over the years, and they always hold their value quite well. I don't think I've ever taken any kind of a huge hit on a truck. For some reason, trucks are always in demand, even though there are millions of them out there. I mean, trucks, if I'm not mistaken, are the #1 selling vehicle volume-wise in the country. Ford, I think, is #1. But they hold their value quite well, and typically they're usually very durable as well. So you don't have to worry about, you know, any kind of unexpected maintenance stuff or whatever. Every truck I've had has always done quite well. Can't say, say the same for cars. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here, give a few reasons why I enjoy having a truck and why sometimes I prefer driving the truck, even over the some of the other vehicles I have. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please click subscribe if you haven't before, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye. Okay, I was sitting here uploading this video, and I realized there was one more point, one more thing that I forgot, and that is the truck gives you, at least four-wheel drive, the ability to go anywhere you want, for the most part, for most people. That you can't do in a car, especially a sports car. I mean, if you're driving a low car, you can't go off-road. Sometimes you can't even drive around your own yard. It just depends. But anyway, I wanted to add that. I had forgotten all about that, which is one of the main reasons that I really like driving a truck. Anyway, I wanted to make sure I got that in before somebody pointed it out. See you later. Bye.